Everyone has one. That scary kitchen drawer full of old cables. A messy pile of wires you're afraid to throw away, just in case you might need them someday. There are the long, flat cables from an ancient printer, the thick square ones from a camera you stopped using years ago, and several different phone chargers that all look similar but somehow don't fit the same device. For decades, connecting our technology was confusing, annoying, and messy. Then suddenly, almost overnight, everything changed. A small, oval-shaped plug appeared and slowly pushed all the others out of the way. It spread to laptops, headphones, game consoles, and after a huge global debate, even the iPhone. Yes, we're talking about USB-C. But why is this tiny connector such a big deal? Is it only about charging faster, or is there something more powerful hidden inside? Today, we're uncovering the surprising story behind the one cable that took over everything. To understand why USB-C feels like magic, we need to go back to the 1990s. Back then, the back of a computer looked like a spaceship control panel. Each device needed its own special port, one for the mouse, another for the printer, another for games, and another for the keyboard. None of them worked together, and many required restarting the computer just to function. Then came USB, the Universal Serial Bus. It promised one cable for many devices, and at first, it felt amazing. The familiar rectangular USB plug became common, the one you always try to insert the wrong way. But as technology became smaller, that big plug no longer fit. So companies kept shrinking it, first mini USB, then micro USB. Meanwhile, printers used one shape, hard drives used another, and chaos returned. By the early 2000s, the dream of one universal cable had failed. We were drowning in tangled wires again. That's when the biggest tech companies decided enough was enough. They went back to the drawing board to design a future-proof solution. In 2014, USB-C was introduced. At first glance, it looked like a smaller version of older cables, but inside, it was incredibly powerful. Older USB cables had only a few internal connections. USB-C packed many more into a tiny space. Even better, it was reversible. There was no right side up. You could plug it in without looking and it would instantly adjust itself. But convenience wasn't the real breakthrough. Those extra connections gave USB-C superpowers. One cable could now transfer data, send high-quality audio, display 4K video, and deliver massive amounts of power. This led to USB-C power delivery. Older USB ports provided very little energy, enough to slowly charge a phone. Charging a laptop? Impossible. USB-C changed that. The charger and device communicate with each other. Small devices get just a little power. Big devices can receive a lot, up to 240 watts. That's why modern laptops no longer need heavy chargers. The same cable that powers your phone can power your computer. One cable, every device. So why did the iPhone resist USB-C for so long? The answer was control and profit. By using its own charging port, Apple controlled accessories and licensing. But Europe had a bigger concern: electronic waste. Millions of old chargers were being thrown away every year. To solve this, a new rule was introduced. All portable electronics sold in Europe had to use USB-C. That changed everything. Apple couldn't ignore such a huge market. With the iPhone 15, the old charging port disappeared, and USB-C finally became universal. Is USB-C perfect? Almost. There's one catch. Not all cables are the same. Some cheap cables charge slowly and can't handle video or fast power, even though they look identical. Still, we've reached a moment we waited decades for. You can travel with your phone, laptop, tablet, and headphones and carry just one cable. After years of fighting that messy drawer of cables, that's something worth celebrating. If you enjoyed this story, support the channel with a like. And tell me in the comments, what's the oldest or strangest cable you still own? Thanks for watching. See you in the next story.